Piano rocker Jerry Lee Lewis passed away at the age of 87 on October 28, 2022. Lewis has dozens of well-told stories of his on- and off-stage antics, but the one that seemed just too crazy to be true was the rumor that he poured gasoline on his piano and watched it burn during a live performance in 1957, closing down the theater and in essence stopping the show for a sold-out crowd. If it is true, what would make him do such a thing? Well, as the story goes, both Jerry Lee Lewis and another famous rock and roll star, Chuck Berry, were touring together with the Cavalcade of Stars for DJ and rock and roll promoter Alan Freed. As Jerry Lee's big hit, Whole Lotta Shakin' Goin' On, moved up the charts and became a big hit, it was a tradition that the artist with the best charting record would always get to close the show. And this would be a big deal, since there would be 5 or 6 acts on the bill, and most artists had only 20 minutes to play 4, maybe 5 songs. But the headliner, who closed the show, would get 45 minutes, twice as many songs to play, and twice as many records to sell. The rumor of the burning piano was even depicted in the movie Great Balls of Fire, starring Dennis Quaid as Jerry Lee Lewis. Honestly, I figured this was all Hollywood nonsense and it never happened. Watching the movie 34 years ago, I assumed the 1989 film Great Balls of Fire was trying to sensationalize the over-the-top rock and roll lifestyle of this bad boy of rock. As the story goes, Jerry Lee Lewis had 2 songs in the top 10, but Chuck Berry had produced 6 number-1 hits during the last year, and Jerry Lee's song Whole Lotta Shakin' Goin' On was the top song on the charts. But when they both showed up that night, Alan Freed informed Jerry Lee that Berry would be closing the show. Apparently, when Freed hired the 2 artists, it was stipulated in Chuck Berry's contract that he closed the show, thus getting to play longer, and getting top billing on the show's marquee. This didn't sit too well with Jerry Lee Lewis. While finishing his last song, Jerry Lee decided to upstage Chuck Berry. In the movie, the piano becomes a burning firestorm as he plays out the last chords of the song. I remember I thought to myself, there's no way that this really happened. The script was purely augmenting a rivalry between the 2 rockers. But then a few years ago, I ran across this interview with Jerry Lee Lewis from a 2012 Memphis News report.
I hadn't really been touched by anybody else yet.
And that hair.
Well, I had pretty hair, I knew that. And Elvis had a pretty face.
Jerry Lee Lewis sold more records than Elvis in the early years. And yes, he really did set his piano on fire. Chuck Berry was the last to play that night, and Jerry Lee wanted to upstage him. It was part Coca-Cola and gasoline in a bottle.
I just flipped it over the piano, and when I finished a whole lot of shaking going on, and I just threw a match in it and it burned up.
I should have known better. Nothing about Jerry Lee Lewis should surprise a fan, especially when it's one of the pioneers of rock and roll. Oh, and so you know, Jerry Lee and Chuck patched things up pretty quick, and the 2 were longtime friends. I guess that's the rock and roll way. Visit therockandrollprofessor.com for more stories and courses on rock and roll, jazz, blues, and soul.